It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. Our opening tip won by the Thunder as we get started in OKC. Jay, without question, one of the biggest moments of the NBA offseason. Paul George, he chooses the Thunder. He stays in OKC.
And how about what Paul George said? He said, it's a perfect opportunity to submit myself and bring a championship where it has never been brought. And I think him and Russ work well off each other. Playoff P wants to be Playoff P all the time. Who better to bring that out of you than the Beast Boy?
Thunder with the basketball. Westbrook to Adams. From the painted area, won't go down. Irving into the front court. His team up by 1. Fires the 3. He made his first effort, but not that time. Westbrook with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To George. And a whistle.
Welcome to New Age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Westbrook. OKC now with 4 to shoot. Westbrook to Paul George. Fires the 3, and Paul George good on the quick release there. At his size on the wing, that's a tough matchup on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, let me tell you about why he's so great defensively. He gets up into you and forces you one way. Does not give you an option to dance with the basketball. That wingspan, that frame, that size, that strength. Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Irving, deep left corner. To Horford with a drop step. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Carmelo Anthony traded, but Jay, Sam Presti turns that into Dennis Schroeder, now on a team built to win.
And I love this acquisition by the Thunder. When you think about Schroeder, he is actually almost the opposite of what Russell Westbrook is. He averaged 19 points, 6.5 assists last year for the Hawks, but he is not a ball-dominant guard. He will have the ball in his hands, but he's more apt to make plays quickly with the ball than Russell, who likes to hold on to the ball towards the end of a shot clock.
Oh, Russell Westbrook. Good start. He's made his first shot. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. It's Russ at the controls. Shot from the lane won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
Jason Tatum finished 3rd amongst all rookies in Rookie of the Year voting. But I say to you this, I agree with what Jaylen Brown had to say. If it was a one-on-one battle, who you taking, Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell? Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons? I take JT every time.
To George. He was hacked. They let it go. Paul George, 2 for 3 now here in the first. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Ferguson to Westbrook. Beyond the arc for 3. No good. Gets it in the left corner. Oh, had him going there for a second to Horford. There it is, Al Horford. 2 for 2. That's what you want. The Thunder will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Marcus Morris. Here's a chance from long range. He took the bait, and he hits.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide-open 3.
The drive by Westbrook, but a shot stays out. Another shot won't go either. Ball's controlled by Boston. To Hayward. Has a chance. Oh, look what I found. You know he had that one in his back pocket.
The okey doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Here we go. Here we go. I got ball. I got ball.
Paul George. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Late heave to beat the buzzer. Final chance from three-quarters court, off the mark. And that does it for the first quarter. Second quarter set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
Gets a shot up, off the mark. Jay, fun fact for you, of the charter franchises in the NBA, go back to that first season, 46.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Tough shot there for Jaylen Brown. No good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Plenty of contact. The shot, no good.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
It's good. And one.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Can't convert the free throw. To Marcus Smart. Schroeder with the board. Oh, they call him for the foul.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
When I think about the biggest international names in the game today, Dennis Schroeder's name probably isn't the first that comes to mind. But did you know that he's one of only 3 players to ever play in the league from Germany? Detlef Schrempf, Dirk Nowitzki, and Dennis Schroeder. He is a blur with the basketball, and he will be the first or second option offensively down the court each and every possession.
He throws it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Irving brings the ball up court. For 3, smothering D. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Up by 3. No good. To Irving. had him there for a second. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
Number 20, Gordon Hayward. And number 12.
You got to get up on that.
Ball.
Al Horford pins it. That's his first of the game.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Tatum. Off the mark. To Paul George. And Boston has the rebound. Hayward to Marcus Smart. Goes to the left side. Rozier. It's no good. Shots not going down. George to Schroeder. Rozier into the front court. They're down 3. There it is, Al Horford. 3 for 3 in this first half.
This 11-year veteran has emerged as a uniquely stabilizing force for any team he plays on. He may not ever win a prize for his fiery oratory, but his steady demeanor is part of what makes him invaluable.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
I got him. I got ball.
48 wins a year ago for the Thunder. Jay, it took them a while to get to that point, but in so many ways, the Thunder had a great opportunity in the playoffs.
They did. It just seemed like something with their chemistry was a tad bit off with Carmelo Anthony. I think him not being there, him not being in Houston, them getting Andre Robertson back. He's a big-time lockdown defender on the perimeter. You surround him with youth and...
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation.
Right.
Hayward. Almost, and he's not getting the call.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
To Horford. Can't connect. Ferguson. A pass taken away by the Celtics. Knocked loose. Thunder have it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Big man, Steven Adams. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Oh, yeah, you've been working in the crowd.
Oklahoma City's got it. Westbrook. And he hits.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Inside, he scores.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Westbrook to Schroeder. Lets it fly from long range. And Dennis Schroeder, zero hesitation, buries the 3.
Ugh, did you see the way the ball came off his hands? Not the best form in the world, but it is what it is. Count it. Maybe just don't count on it all the time.
17-footer at the buzzer. It's good, just as the horn sounds. Inching a little closer, but still down at the break. That'll do it for the first half. The Thunder with the lead. Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Celtics have it. Hayward. Off the iron. No good. Westbrook across the timeline. Leads 3. Paul George. 4 out of 10.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Horford. Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Westbrook with it. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. To George. 4-3. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Westbrook into the front court. Leads 5. To Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George.
Watch the slip, watch the slip.
The Thunder down to 4 on the shot clock. It's Westbrook. Just not going down.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
With a drop step. Gordon Hayward. That's how it's done. He's now 4 for 6.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
George. From the painted area, won't go down.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Irving. To Marcus Smart. Great feed, sets it up. Knocks it down from mid-range.
I don't want to use the word streaky, but Jason Tatum tends to score in bunches. Let me tell you how. He's one of the most effective players in the league and most efficient at catching the ball on the move. A lot of players waste time in stationary positions or overindulging in triple threat jabs, but not Jason. He catches the ball directly and goes, which means he's the ideal of smart, decisive basketball.
Missed a wide open look. Thunder with the basketball. Westbrook to Adams. Tatum grabs the rebound. Irving with the basketball. His guys now trailing by a point. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
A simple touch foul.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but believe it or not, outside of Toronto, Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. Philadelphia wasn't able to land LeBron. LeBron James leaves Cleveland. He goes out to L.A. And Toronto, almost in a Hail Mary trade, ends up getting Kawhi Leonard. And who really knows if he wants to play there and be there emotionally for 1 year? There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
Dennis Schroeder. It's Boston with the rebound. To Irving. Hayward buries it on the catch and shoot.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
And they called the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
And hits the first free throw. And he makes them both. Boston with the basketball. Irving. The rebound belongs to Oklahoma City. Sizing up the defense. George lets it fly, can't connect.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Tatum. Textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To George. Defense making the ball handler work. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
OKC ball. Paul George. Brown with it up top. Lead is 2. Whoa, Jaylen Brown above the rim.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Irving to Rozier. Kyrie Irving lines it up for 2. Not today. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 quarters down, the Celtics have the lead. The Thunder have it to start the 4th quarter. We've got a 1-possession game going on. This has the look of a race that's going down to the wire.
And it looked that way from the very beginning, but this is where the coaches and the best players on the floor really earn their money down the stretch. It's game time.
Celtics have it. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's good D. Shot no good. Westbrook into the front court. His guys now down by a point. Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Oh, good defense there. Thunder with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
To Westbrook. No good, and no foul.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Rozier with it. Down a point. From long range. Steps out and hits.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Westbrook's shot won't go on the drive.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Westbrook with the basketball. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
To Hayward. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Thunder.
Tie ball game. Make this possession count.
Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
Fires the 3. What can you say? Morris locked in on that one.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Westbrook. To Schroeder. Westbrook to Adams. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
It's Westbrook. Add 2 points to the board. Jay, if you're Russell Westbrook, how do you take on the responsibility of getting them over the hump?
You have to own it, Ed. And that starts with owning the fact that, yes, you were the first player in the history of the game to average a triple-double back-to-back years, but that did not equate to your team being successful. Sometimes less is more. And he has to make sure that he's surrounded and allowing the players he's surrounded with to help him get to the next level.
Westbrook. Brown into the front court. Leads just a point. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
You know, Ed, so many times we see people flexing on social media in the offseason, but they rarely put in the work, the substance. Not Jaylen Brown. This dude's been putting in the grind every single day in the gym. He's ready.
George. It's rebounded by the Celtics. To Jaylen Brown. Hayward. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Kyrie with the rock. To Horford. There it is. Al Horford looking good. 4 for 5.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
That's the first foul in the last 2 minutes.
We go. Trap this. Come on, we got it.
Irving.
I need help. Double.
Fires the three. Can't go down. Smothering defense. To Westbrook. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunder. Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. To Hayward. Screen coming. Beyond the arc for 3. He missed his first 4 from downtown. He finally gets a 3 to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. Westbrook. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Brown with it up top. Up 6. Jason Tatum tips it. That's his first of the game. Strong finish for Paul George.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. It's a victory here for the Celtics as they get a good win on the road. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA